The hospital smelled exactly the same. Cold. Quiet. Hopeless. I sat outside room 307 holding another unpaid bill in my shaking hands. The numbers blurred in front of my eyes. Not because I couldn't read them, but because I was tired of reading them. 6 years. That was how long my twin brother had been fighting for his life. 6 years of hospital visits. 6 years of machines breathing beside him. 6 years of doctors telling us to stay hopeful. Hope. I hated that word. Hope didn't pay hospital bills. Hope didn't buy medicine. Hope didn't keep the lights on. And hope definitely didn't stop debt collectors from calling every day. I looked through the glass window. Noah looked exactly the same. Almost peaceful. As if he were only sleeping. Most people changed after 6 years. But Noah didn't. His face remained frozen in time. 24 years old. Forever trapped between yesterday and tomorrow. I pressed my hand against the glass. Wake up, idiot. My voice cracked. You've slept long enough. Of course he didn't answer. He never did. A few feet away sat my mother. Or at least what was left of her. She had fallen asleep in a plastic chair. Again. Her neck bent awkwardly. Her hands are still holding a prayer book. I couldn't remember the last time she slept in a real bed. Every wrinkle on her face seemed deeper now. Every year Noah stayed in that room seemed to age her twice as fast. I hated seeing her like this. Because once upon a time, she used to laugh. Before the accident, everything was different. We weren't rich, but we were happy. Noah and I spent most of our childhood causing trouble together. Being twins made us inseparable. Same eyes. Same smile. Same height. Sometimes even our teachers couldn't tell us apart. Back then, life felt simple. Then one rainy night changed everything. And ever since then, our family had been drowning. We sold everything. The car. The television. The furniture. My mother's jewelry. My laptop. Even Noah's motorcycle. Everything disappeared one piece at a time. Yet somehow, the debt kept growing. Like a monster that never stopped eating. And now there was almost nothing left. Except me. I worked every job I could find. Waitress. Cleaner. Cashier. Kitchen assistant. Food delivery rider. Anything. Everything. But no matter how hard I worked, it was never enough. Because hospitals don't care how hard you try. They only care whether you can pay. And I couldn't. Not anymore. That night, while my mother slept, I started scrolling through job listings. Not because I believed I'd find anything, but because giving up felt worse. My thumb moved lazily across the screen. Then I saw it. And immediately stopped. Live-in chef needed. Private estate. Salary, $5,000 per week. I blinked. Then read it again. $5,000 per week. My heart nearly stopped. That amount could cover Noah's treatment. It could save our house. It could save everything. For the first time in months, I felt hope. Real hope. Then I saw the next line. Male applicants only. My smile disappeared instantly. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because life clearly enjoyed mocking me. A perfect job. Perfect salary. Perfect timing. And one impossible condition. Male applicants only. I looked down at myself. Definitely not male. Then I looked at Noah. And everything changed. I froze. My eyes moved from the job listing to my brother. Then back again. My pulse quickened. A crazy thought entered my mind. The kind of thought that should scare normal people. But desperation changes you. And desperate people do desperate things. Noah and I were twins. Identical twins. People used to confuse us all the time. Even strangers. Even teachers. Even relatives. Slowly, a dangerous smile appeared on my face. Because for the first time, the impossible suddenly seemed possible. I stepped closer to Noah's bed. The machines continued their steady rhythm. Beep. 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 I stared at my brother for several long seconds. Then leaned closer. And whispered something that would change both our lives forever. Sorry, Noah. I swallowed hard. But I need to borrow your identity. And at that moment, I made the most dangerous decision of my life. I couldn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, the same thought came back. The job. The salary. The opportunity. And the lie. I sat beside Noah's bed long after my mother had fallen asleep. The machines continued their steady rhythm. Beep. 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 I stared at my brother's face. Then at my own reflection in the hospital window. The resemblance was impossible to ignore. Same eyes. Same jawline. Same height. Same stubborn expression. For years, people had mistaken us for each other. Now, for the first time, I was considering using that mistake. Growing up, Noah and I played tricks on everyone. Teachers. Friends. Neighbors. Sometimes we'd switch places just for fun. No one ever noticed. Back then it felt harmless. Funny. Now it feels different. Because this wasn't a prank. This was a fraud. A dangerous one. If I got caught, everything could fall apart. But if I didn't try, my brother might never get the treatment he needed. And that choice felt even worse. The next morning, I started planning. Noah's old clothes still fit me. His sneakers. His jackets. Even his baseball caps. I already kept my hair short. Most people described me as a tomboy anyway. The deeper voice would be harder. The body language too. But maybe, just maybe, it could work. I wasn't trying to fool the world. I only needed to fool one employer. 2 days later, I stood in front of a mirror and barely recognized myself. Baggy black trousers. Oversized shirt. Cap pulled low. No makeup. No jewelry. No trace of Evelyn. I looked like a young man trying too hard to appear confident. My stomach twisted. Because now the lie looked real. And real lies have consequences. I spent hours practicing. Good morning, sir. Too feminine. Again. Good morning, sir. Better. Again. 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 By the end of the day, my throat hurt. But my confidence didn't improve. Because sounding like a man was one thing. Living as one was another. And soon, I'd have to do both. When I finally told my mother, she looked horrified. You want to do what? I explained everything. The salary. The hospital bills. The opportunity. The disguise. By the time I finished, tears filled her eyes. Evelyn, this is dangerous. I know. What happens if they discover the truth? I looked away. Because I already knew the answer. I'd lose everything. Maybe even face legal trouble. But the thought of doing nothing felt unbearable. My mother remained silent for a long moment. Then she squeezed my hands. And said something I would never forget. You're doing this for your brother. I nodded. She smiled sadly. Then promise me one thing. What? If it becomes too dangerous. Her voice broke. Come home. I promised. Even though deep down, I wasn't sure I could keep that promise. The interview was scheduled for Friday morning. The address led me to the edge of the city. Then beyond it. The taxi finally stopped in front of enormous black gates. I stared through the window and forgot how to breathe. The estate looked less like a home and more like a private kingdom. The kind of place where people like me didn't belong. My hands were sweating. My heart wouldn't slow down. Every instinct screamed at me to turn around. To leave. To forget the entire plan. But then I remembered Noah. The hospital room. The unpaid bills. The exhausted look on my mother's face. And suddenly quitting wasn't an option anymore. I adjusted my cap. Took a deep breath. And walked inside. Inside was even worse. Everything felt expensive. The floors. The furniture. The artwork. Even the silence felt expensive. A receptionist directed me toward the kitchen wing. Other applicants sat waiting. All men. Every single one. My stomach dropped. Because for the first time, I realized exactly how much risk I was taking. Nobody seemed suspicious. Nobody looked twice at me. That should have been reassuring. Instead, it terrified me. Because the more successful the disguise became, the harder it would be to walk away. I wasn't pretending anymore. I was becoming Ethan. And Ethan had just entered a world built on secrets. Then the room suddenly went silent. Every applicant turned toward the doorway. I followed their gaze. And saw him. William Ashford. The billionaire himself. Tall. Cold. Unreadable. The kind of man who looked like he trusted absolutely no one. His eyes swept across the room. Slowly. Carefully. Studying every applicant. Then, his gaze stopped on me. For one uncomfortable second. He didn't look away. And something about that look made my blood run cold. Because it felt like he could already see through the lie. The moment William Ashford walked into the room, everyone sat up straighter. Even the air felt different. He wasn't loud. He wasn't aggressive. But somehow, he controlled the room without saying a word. His sharp eyes moved from one applicant to another. Judging. Measuring. Eliminating. Then his assistant called my name. Or rather, the name I had borrowed. Ethan Carter. My heart nearly stopped. This was it. No turning back now. I stood up slowly. Every step toward the office felt heavier than the last. By now, I wasn't worried about failing the interview. I was worried about surviving it. Because men like William Ashford didn't become billionaires by being careless. People like him noticed things. Tiny things. The kind of things most people missed. And right now, I was one giant secret pretending to be a person. The office was enormous. Dark wood. Black leather. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Everything looked expensive. Including the man sitting behind the desk. William didn't smile. Didn't offer a handshake. Didn't even tell me to sit. He simply stared. And somehow, that felt worse. Finally, he spoke. You've worked as a chef before? His voice was calm. Dangerously calm. Yes, sir. My voice came out deeper than usual. Thank God. He glanced at my resume. Then back at me. 3 restaurants. Yes, sir. Kitchen management experience? Yes, sir. His expression never changed. Which somehow made everything worse. Because I had no idea what he was thinking. And men who reveal nothing are the hardest to fool. Then something strange happened. He stopped looking at the resume and started looking directly at me. Not casually. Not professionally. Carefully. Like he was trying to solve a puzzle. My palms started sweating. Had he noticed something? My voice? My posture? The way I sat? Seconds passed. Then more seconds. The silence stretched painfully. Finally, he spoke again. You seem familiar. My stomach dropped. Familiar? What did that mean? Has he seen me somewhere before? Did he know Noah? Did he know me? Thousands of terrifying possibilities raced through my mind. But somehow I managed to smile. I don't think we've met before, sir. He continued staring. Long enough to make me uncomfortable. Then I finally looked away. And just like that, I could breathe again. William stood and walked toward the window. Do you know why this position pays so well? I shook my head. No, sir. His reflection appeared in the glass. I have standards. That was all he said. No explanation. No details. Just standards. Something about the way he said it made me nervous. Very nervous. He led me through the mansion. The kitchen alone was larger than my entire apartment. Everything was spotless. Perfectly organized. Every knife. Every pan. Every ingredient. Nothing out of place. This kitchen operates under strict rules. I nodded immediately. I understand, sir. His eyes narrowed slightly. No. You don't. Then he started listing them. No guests. No visitors. No exceptions. No unnecessary conversations. No mistakes. No excuses. The rules kept coming. Each one is stricter than the last. At first I thought he was joking. Then I looked at his face. He wasn't joking. Not even a little. And somehow, I got the feeling those weren't his strangest rules. Then he stopped walking, turned toward me, and said something unexpected. If you see a woman on this property. He paused. Inform security immediately. I blinked. Surely I heard that wrong. A woman, sir? Any woman. His expression hardened. Employees. Visitors. Strangers. My confusion deepened. For a moment I wondered if he was serious. Then I realized he absolutely was. At that moment, I understood two things. First, this job was much stranger than I expected. Second, if William ever discovered the truth, I wouldn't simply lose my job. I'd be thrown out immediately. Maybe worse. Because whatever happened in his past, his hatred toward women felt real. Very real. And I was living inside the biggest violation of his rules. An hour later, William handed me a contract. You start tomorrow. For a second, I couldn't believe it. I had done it. I got the job. The salary. The opportunity. The chance to save Noah. Everything was finally falling into place. Or so I thought. Because as I turned to leave, I overheard two staff members whispering nearby. Poor guy. Yeah. No employee lasts more than a few weeks. My footsteps slowed. What happens to them? The older employee laughed nervously. Then lowered his voice. Nobody survives William Ashford for long. And suddenly, getting hired felt a lot less like a victory. The first week nearly broke me. Every morning started before sunrise. Every night ended long after everyone else had gone to sleep. And somehow, that still wasn't enough for William Ashford. I had worked for difficult people before. Restaurant owners. Managers. Customers. But William was different. He expected perfection. Not effort. Not improvement. Perfection. And perfection is exhausting. The first meal I prepared earned exactly 3 words. Too much salt. That was it. No thank you. No good effort. No appreciation. Just criticism. The next day? Overcooked. The day after that? Too much garlic. I started wondering if the man enjoyed complaining more than eating. But every time I felt frustrated, I remembered Noah. And kept going. Days turned into routines. Cook. Clean. Prepare. Repeat. I spent so much time in the kitchen that I started dreaming about recipes. My feet hurt constantly. My back ached. And every second I worried about making a mistake. Not because of the job. Because of the lie. Every conversation felt dangerous. Every question felt dangerous. Every glance felt dangerous. Because one wrong move could destroy everything. The only person who seemed genuinely friendly was the head security guard. Marcus. He talked constantly. About sports. About movies. About life. About absolutely everything. One afternoon he leaned through the kitchen window and laughed. You know you're the longest lasting chef we've had all year? I paused. Seriously? He nodded. Most people quit after 2 weeks. That wasn't exactly comforting. Then Marcus lowered his voice. You know why Mr. Ashford only hires men? I froze. This was the first time anyone had mentioned it. Why? Marcus glanced around carefully. Then shrugged. No idea. I stared at him. That's it? That's it. He laughed. But whatever happened made him hate women. A chill ran down my spine. Because I wasn't just hiding a secret anymore. I was hiding the exact thing William hated most. The strange thing was, the more I watched William, the less he seemed like a villain. Yes. He was cold. Demanding. Difficult. But sometimes I'd catch him staring out a window. Lost in thought. Like someone carrying old wounds. The kind of wounds nobody else could see. And for a brief moment, he didn't look powerful. He looked lonely. One evening, I caught him watching me. Not suspiciously. Not critically. Just watching. The moment our eyes met, he looked away. Strange. Very strange. I told myself it meant nothing. Probably nothing. Yet somehow, I kept thinking about it. And that worried me. Because attraction was dangerous. Especially when built on lies. That night, I called my mother. How's Noah? The same. My chest tightened. Every day I hoped for good news. Every day brought disappointment. When the call ended, I sat alone in silence. Sometimes I wondered how much longer I could keep pretending. A week? A month? Longer? Because every lie grows heavier with time. And mine was becoming impossible to carry. The next morning started like every other morning. Breakfast preparations. Coffee. Fresh pastries. Eggs. Fruit. Everything had to be perfect. William liked precision. And today, more than ever, I needed everything to go smoothly. Because my body had already started warning me that something was wrong. Something I had completely forgotten to plan for. At first it was just discomfort. Then cramps. A familiar feeling. My stomach dropped immediately. No. 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 Not now. Please not now. Panic spread through me. Because I knew exactly what was happening. And there was absolutely nothing I could do about it. A few minutes later, My worst fear became reality. I glanced down and froze. A small stain. Tiny, but visible. My blood turned cold. The room suddenly felt smaller. Hotter. Dangerous. I needed to leave. Immediately. Before anyone noticed. Before William noticed. Before everything collapsed. I turned toward the hallway. And stopped. Because someone was already standing there. Watching. William's eyes moved slowly downward. Following my gaze. Then stopping on the stain. The silence felt endless. My pulse hammered in my ears. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3. Then he looked back at me. His expression unreadable. Suspicious. Concerned. Dangerously observant. And finally, he asked a question that made my heart stop. "Ethan, are you injured?" Everything inside me froze. Because for the first time since arriving at the mansion, the lie was about to be tested. You've made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. Now I have a question for you. If you were Evelyn, would you have pretended to be your twin brother to save your family? Or would you have told the truth from the beginning? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to tell us your name, the country you're watching from. You might get a special shout out in our next episode. If you enjoyed today's story, like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode. We read every single comment. And trust me, things are only getting started. Because in episode 2, Damien's suspicion grows. Evelyn struggles to keep her secret. And a shocking public accusation threatens to expose everything. Episode 2 is loading. See you in the next story.